Article of the Week, number 17. Article title, German Court Sentences Former Nazi Guard to 5 years in Prison. Author, Kate Connolly. Date of publication, June 23, 2016. After a 4-month trial, a former Auschwitz death camp guard has been convicted of aiding in the murder of 170,000 people. The former guard is now 94 years old, and the trial is likely the last of its kind. A frail Reinhold Heining was sentenced on Friday to 5 years in prison. He has been convicted for his role in going along with the slaughter of the Auschwitz death camp in Nazi-occupied Poland. He will remain free, awaiting appeal of the conviction. The trial, held at a Detmold court in Western Germany, was perhaps a last chance for Germany to deal with its Nazi past. It was an opportunity for justice more than 70 years after the end of the war. You were in Auschwitz for 2.5 years, performed an important function, said the judge, Anneke Gruda. You were part of a criminal organization and took part in criminal activity at Auschwitz, Gruda said. Henning could have chosen a different path. It is not true you had no choice. You could have asked to be transferred to the war front, she told him, and Henning did not respond. Survivors traveled long distances to appear in court. Many Holocaust survivors and historians traveled long distances to give testimony to the court, while Henning avoided their gaze. Henning joined the SS when he was 18 and became a junior squadron leader. The prosecution argued that Henning's presence at Auschwitz made him part of the Nazi death machine, and therefore he shared responsibility for the Holocaust, in which 6 million people, mostly European Jews, were murdered. One survivor, Leon Schwarzerbaum from Berlin, said he would have liked Henning to use the trial as an opportunity to speak more about what happened at the camp. He told Henning directly to speak out before he died. Mr. Henning, we are virtually the same age, and soon we will face our final judge. I would like you to tell the historical truth here, just as I am, he said. Holocaust prosecutions have tricky history. Until 2011, prosecutions for the involvement in the Holocaust only happened if there was evidence that the individual was directly responsible for murder or torture. The Henning case is different. It is concentrated on the Hungary operation, when 425,000 Hungarian Jews were deported to Auschwitz in Nazi-occupied Poland in the spring of 1944. Roughly 300,000 of them were gassed to death immediately on arrival. Prosecutors argue that the Hungary operation shows the industrialized nature of the Nazi slaughter machine. To work, it depended on the participation of many people carrying out orders, however large or small. They have produced evidence that Henning was in Auschwitz during the Hungary occupation and is therefore directly implicated. No doubts about what occurred. Initially, Henning refused to speak, provoking frustration and anger among the survivors in the courtroom and those following the trial around the world. One survivor, Angela Oroz, 71, who traveled from Canada, took the witness stand to urge him. You know what happened to all those people. You enabled their murder. Tell us. Tell us. Oroz went on to say that she wants Henning to tell the court what happened at Auschwitz so that there could be no doubt about what occurred. Now, Henning did not state any of the details of his working life at the camp. However, he made a surprise statement in April asking for forgiveness. I was silent my whole life, he told a hushed court. He went on to express his regret at belonging to an organization that caused the death of vast numbers of people, as well as causing pain for the victims and their relatives. I am ashamed to say I have stood by and watched these injustices happen, and to have done nothing to prevent them, he said. Defending a Nazi. His lawyer, Johannes Salman, read an earlier statement in which Henning insisted he had been sent to Auschwitz after he was injured in the head by a grenade in Kiev. Salman also argued that Henning's young age should be considered. You can't act today as if the defendant was a fully grown man back then who knew just what he was doing, he said. However, some of the survivors were angered by the suggestion that he could not have avoided being sent to serve in Auschwitz. The trial, like others in recent years, gave survivors the chance to speak out for the first time. Many came from all over the world. This is to do with throwing light on what happened, with ensuring that something like this never happens again, said Marcus Goldbach, a lawyer for one of the victims. Court proceedings have been reduced to just 2 hours a day because of Henning's poor health and age. Hanging over the proceedings is the question of what good it can do to punish people so late in life in bad health. Hanning's case follows many other trials of elderly concentration camp employees. Prosecutors had called for a 6-year sentence for Hanning. His lawyer had said he should be acquitted because there was, quote unquote, no proof he was involved in any killings or torture, and he had not worked in Birkenau, the part of the camp where the gassings were done.